Alright, so the main event for UFC 301 in Brazil was announced yesterday, and it's like the most anticipated fight in flyweight history. It's Alexandre Pantoja versus Bedtime MMA Steve Erceg. Like, bro, what is it? What even had to happen for Dana White to think that this was a good fight to make? I don't even know. This is probably the most undeserved title shot in history. Anyway, before I get into it, please like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. If you don't like and subscribe, I'll lay on you like I'm Alexandre Pantoja for 3 days. Anyway, so Steve Erceg, like, I just don't even understand, bro. How did they give this guy a title shot? He has like what, two fights in the UFC? Like, what? He KO'd Matt Schnell. He's not gonna KO Alexandre Pantoja. So this is not gonna be a competitive fight for Pantoja. So that doesn't even make sense. He's not like an upcoming prospect that everyone's like, this guy's gonna be unstoppable. Like, he's just not. He had two fights in the UFC. One of them was with Matt Snell, and then the other guy was a nobody. So like, bro, what? I don't understand. What is the point of this fight? I don't really understand. Like, I'm happy Bedtime MMA. He's getting a title shot finally. You know, he hit 20K the other day. That was a great video. I think you should watch it. But definitely not deserving of a title shot. Like, that's just a ridiculous one. Like, bro, this is just such a dumb fight. Like, why would they give it to like? Because I feel like Pantoja's just gonna lie on him for another 25 minutes. I don't know how good Steve Erceg is at wrestling, but he's probably not as good as Alexandre Pantoja. I don't understand why they didn't give this to Mohamed Makayev or Amir Albazi or even Manel Karp. I think Manel Karp would have been a way better choice. Like, if they were just gonna give it to someone who doesn't deserve it. I don't know why Steve Erceg was the choice. The guy can barely speak English and it's his first language. He literally came on my I KO'd him in the front. Like, bro, what? How? How? Like, what is? What did they see in this guy? He's not like, what is he gonna do? He can't. He barely can speak English. Pandosha can't speak English, and this is like the main event. And then there's Alex Pereira saying he's gonna headline 301. Like, bro, you know, you might get chinned by a Jamal Hill. Alright, I just calm down there. So this is probably going to be the main event. And on top of that, bro, I have this weird feeling somehow Steve Erceg is just gonna get injured. Like, I don't know how. I just feel like he's gonna get injured. Mohamed Makayev is gonna get his title shot somehow because Mohamed Makayev, yeah, this guy's just the most strangest. This is the weirdest career ever. Well, not really weirdest career, but he has the weirdest like fight style ever. I feel like it's something like this is gonna happen, where they skip him for the title shot. Steve Erceg, like Mateus Skamrot, just like, you know, uses black magic on him, breaks his spinal cord by accident. And then, yeah, Mohamed Makayev will get his title shot. I don't see it happening. I actually don't know what. I don't know, bro. Like, this is just such a weird fight. I don't know what. Like, I don't know how they even came. Like, bro, what? Are you telling me Dana White's just sitting there oiled up and he's just thinking, you know, Hunter, like, what's a good title shot for the flyweight division? You know, there's Amir Arbazi, there's Brandon Royval, Mohamed Makayev, or obviously the GOAT Tatsuro Taira. Yeah, let's just give it to Steve Erceg. Like, bro, how? He has two fights in the UFC and he's ranked number 10. Like, this is just the dumbest fight I've ever seen. This is definitely the most undeserving fight in history. Because at least with the Sean O'Malley fight and Chito Vera, that made sense. Because Chito Vera was the only guy to beat Sean O'Malley. He was the only guy, and then Sean O'Malley kept saying he's undefeated. So it only made sense that he should avenge his only loss. This makes no sense. Like, this fight is not even like, this is not going to be an entertaining fight. Pantoja's just going to lie on him. Neither of them can speak English well. Like, what is the point? What is the point of this fight? I don't even understand why they'd make this fight. Should have just gave it to Mohamed Makayev. That made the most sense. Like, bro, the guy was sick. I get the fight was boring. I'm not saying it was, like, entertaining or anything. But he was sick. Like, what do you want him to do? You could have just not came in and then, you know, just cancelled the fight. But he didn't. Like, yeah, it's just a dumb fight. I don't really understand. What was the point of that fight? I was going to say they should... I feel like they should just cancel after everyone's just like complaining about it, but I don't think they will. Like, why would they do that? But anyway, there was also some other fights on this card that they announced. Pretty good fights. So there's Michel Pereira versus Muradov. That's pretty exciting. Pereira had a really good performance. Was this like? I swear this was like last week. Anyway, I think that was 299. Yeah, that was a great performance by him. So it makes sense that he got this. And then Smith versus Petrino. The dumbest call out of all time. Petrino really has a beef with Anthony Smith, even though on paper he's going to beat him. So yeah, this is a boring fight because Petrino's boring. Smith is just kind of awful, even though he beats John Jones, but you know. And then there's Paul Craig versus Baralho. Who cares, bro? It's Paul Craig. This is a boring matchup. And then the only reason I wanted to even bring this up, John Silver versus William Gomez, bro. This is one of the greatest fights I've ever seen in my life. I'm not even joking. I smiled when I saw this. John Silver is literally, bro. This guy's like my favorite fighter right now. He's the best prospect in the UFC. This guy had a bloody 20-minute walkout or whatever. Went in, chinned the guy who's like twice his height, twice his size actually. The guy looks like mini Andrew Tate as well, like literally facial features and everything. And then won the fight, chinned him, mogged Michael Bisping, and then had a green FN moment with the cut lady or whatever. And then another exciting prospect, Mittelbeck Orobai versus Brenner. Whoever bloody taxed Brenner's hair, yeah, I'm really not sure what's going on with his forehead. But the guy actually looks like Frankenstein. And, bro, this guy's hair is just so messed up. He needs to get a hair transplant. It's just pissing me off, bro. Yeah, if you lose this, they just need to cut him from the UFC for having the worst haircut ever. What is this? I can't even put it on screen. But anyway, Mittelbeck Orobai. You know, buddy, Genghis Khan, he's back. Very excited for this fight. And, that's it for the exciting fights. Everything else is kind of boring that I saw. Yeah, that's going to be it. I'm not going to lie. I'm actually very angry at this title shot. I might have to go to Australia and just injure Steve Erceg so Makaev can get his title shot. Yeah, and that's going to be it. So, like and subscribe.